Helen Kushnick is here. You've read about her. She got more ink than she ever wanted to get, having recently been dismissed as the executive producer of The Tonight Show starring Jay Leno. What went wrong here? Jay Leno takes over from Johnny Carson, and his closest professional confidant, Helen Kushnick, with whom he has worked for 17 years. You knew Jay Leno when he was a down-and-out comic at the comedy club, making quite literally no money at all. You liked what you saw. You thought he was different. He was smart, and he was funny. And there you were to develop, along with your late husband, a wonderful personal professional relationship with the man who now finds himself at the center of America's comedy culture, Jay Leno. And suddenly, you're dismissed. Here's the book on you, Helen. You were loud, you screamed at people, you carried on a scorched earth policy, you threatened agents and managers and lawyers that if they didn't deliver to you on The Tonight Show exclusively, then they were never going to get on The Tonight Show. You didn't want anybody on the Arsenio Hall show, and if anybody went on the Arsenio Hall show, they were disloyal to you and to Jay, and that was it for them. And all of a sudden, the biggies, all the way up to Mike Ovitz, find themselves in this controversy, and you got fired. What is this, Helen? What's going on here? Tell us.
I think part of it is that, do I know that there's a double standard? Absolutely. There's a different way that men are treated than women are treated, but I've been in business for 25 years, so I just accept that. It's just the way it is, and I don't think I'm going to change it. All of this, I mean, I didn't create this policy on the bookings. This was created 25 years ago. Every show does it. The Tonight Show, Arsenio Hall did it when Johnny was on the air. Arsenio was trying to do it with Johnny. As someone said, and I read somewhere, they said it was a smart move on his part because it put the two shows on equal footing. He started this, okay, with us. You do it with Oprah Winfrey and, sorry, what's her name? Right.
Well, a lot of other people.
A lot of other people.
It is a very intense game. I certainly am happy to confirm that point. The issue of getting guests and who goes and who's paying, and it can get very intense. And you're talking about some very often insecure people who are struggling either in the ratings, trying to get the program aloft. So let's understand the emotional component of this thing you wanted to say.
I believe that what we're doing is a disservice to the audience. And I think in all of this mix, what we've forgotten about is the audience, that we're supposed to be entertaining people.
What is it? Who forgot this, and how was this failed memory manifesting itself?
The last decade, I think, in the talk shows, when all of a sudden, I mean, you started 25 years ago. You were out there by yourself. All of a sudden, everybody said, oh, Phil Donahue's making a lot of money. We'll get one of those shows. So then it was another show and another show and another show.
That's the old American way. You certainly can't argue with that.
That's fine, as long as everybody defines what show they're doing. Putting something on that's a copycat of something else, to me, is not what I would want to do, not for an audience. I think we're turning the audience off.
This is a different point, though, Helen. This has to do with the strategy of the creative community that puts together programs. Let me just
Who's in charge of that, your producers or the managers and agents?
Well, okay, that's a fair question. And your point is that in the night talk show game, with Arsenio and Jay, the new guy, and how will he do inheriting the crown, so on. You felt that the producers and the managers the managers of the talent were becoming more powerful than they should have.
They were. I mean, there was no question that they were.
So that the producers of Leno and other shows were at risk of losing their own power, and the big guy.
Not power. Power is an awful word. It was just
control over their show.
Control over their show, their creative freedom, their ability to produce the kind of show that they wanted to produce, because they were told literally when you could use somebody, where you had to put them on the show. And I just thought that was nonsense, because the ultimate goal is to make the host look good. If the host looks good, then everybody looks good.
Do I understand you also to suggest that, for example, Mike Ovitz represents David Letterman?
He recently, David signed with him within this last year.
And we can assume that he was courting David Letterman at the time your controversy was underway. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to create...
David, I believe, went to an attorney first to get him out of his contract with NBC.
Here's the point. Is there any reason, professional reason, for Mike Ovitz to be angry with you? Or
he's upset that his name has been brought into this.
But But there's
I was supposed to apologize to him.
But there's been suggestions that Ovitz has a secret strategy to have Letterman replace Leno on The Tonight Show. So it's in his best interest to make trouble for you and Jay.
Didn't that just come out this Friday?
Well, do you think so?
I believe that maybe somebody at NBC changed their mind about Jay doing the show and thought maybe that I don't believe that Letterman actually wants the time slot, but that's just my own personal.
The New Yorker magazine suggests that you crossed the line with the following policy, and they quote...
But I never made up that policy.
Well, here is how, and you'll tell me. Her policy was every record company, every movie company, every publicist is going to have to choose from now on. Either they do us or they do Arsenio. A Tonight staff member recalls. The new Kushnick policy apparently demanded not only that guests appear solely on Tonight first, but that they appear solely on Tonight forever.
That never occurred.
You didn't tell Ken Cragen that Travis Tritt would never get on your program again if he did Arsenio?
The conversation I had with Ken Cragen was at my producer's request. Debbie Vickers had found Travis Tritt 6 years ago, had put him on The Tonight Show repeatedly with Johnny Carson, had booked him once with Jay, and she was quite upset that this act that she felt she discovered would be doing another late-night show without coming to us first. I found it odd that a manager would be putting a country act on the Arsenio Hall show rather than on The Tonight Show if there was a choice between the two shows. She asked me to call Ken Cragen, which I did, and I said, Ken, I was calling him for the following reason. I said, Ken, you have to understand, we've got so much music that wants to do this show. The chances of you getting Travis Tritt on this show again is going to be very, very slim, and Debbie is very, very upset.
That's a pretty heavy-handed thing to say.
No, happens all the time.
Here's how the Los Angeles Times reported this incident. This is number 10. Cragen went public with charges that after he declined to pull country singer Travis Tritt off the Arsenio Hall show to appear on The Tonight Show instead, Kushnick told him that Tritt no longer would be welcome on the NBC program, and the scheduled appearances of another client, Trisha Yearwood, was canceled. So you not only threatened him with never getting Travis on The Tonight Show again, but you also canceled one of his other clients. So
you're believing what you read in print?
Please.
Big mistake.
Okay. This is not how it happened.
No, I never discussed Trisha Yearwood with Ken Cragen, ever. I mean, I needed a date. I had gotten a call from Jerry Weintraub, producer, who had George Strait coming out in a movie called Pure Country that same week that Trisha Yearwood was booked for the show. This happened within a few hours before or after, I don't remember.
So George Strait, the well-known, established royalty country singer is available.
That week.
Right.
Had to be on that week. I said to Debbie Vickers and to Bill Royce, who were the producers, find me a date that week for George Strait. Debbie came in and said, we can move Trisha Yearwood. I said, I didn't know who Trisha Yearwood was. I said, okay, move her. I've got to give Jerry Weintraub, this is my family, I have to give Jerry Weintraub this date for George Strait. I mean, plus George Strait, I mean, I even know who George Strait is. Yeah.
So you're doing favors, though, in a way. I
mean, everybody does favors, Phil.
So
we all do favors.
And Jerry Weintraub is a friend and a powerful guy, and...
No, it's not even that. But Jerry is not about power, friend, or anything. The other thing that bothers me...
It should also be said that there aren't too many producers and incidentally, Ms. Yearwood is quite literally on her way to a tremendous career. And so let's not misunderstand our point here, but if you're going to put a country singer on, you probably want to go with Strait first in any event because he's more...
But Trisha Yearwood was never taken off the show. Her manager, Kenny Cragen, said that she would never do the show again if we moved her. Well, you move people all the time. It's not a big deal.
Okay. From People magazine, Helen... Whoa, you must be afraid to pick up the paper.
Well, I haven't read, I've read some of it. I've taken the same advice I've given my clients, is don't believe any of your own publicity.
Here's People magazine. Kushnick, widely regarded in the business as volatile and abrasive, has long been Leno's bad cop, doing the dirty work of negotiating contracts and arguing with club booking agents, while the affable Jay held first place in the nicest guy in show business contest.
Okay. First place, I never talked to club booking agents. There was an agent who booked all of his personal appearances. Jerry, when he was alive, did all the personals. When Jerry died, I hired a young man, and I brought him into the office to deal specifically with these club owners because I know they don't like dealing with women, and I'm not going to push myself into some place that I wasn't wanted.
Right.
And they would talk to me, and he would talk to the promoters, and he would set up all of Jay's road trips and everything. I did not do that.
All right.
What else did it say I did?
It says...
I've been in business 25 years, representing somebody.
Arguing with club booking agents while the affable Jay...
Never even talked to them.
Here is
I knew two, maybe three of them.
Let me just show you one report. This is how the entertainment media, more or less,
You're getting angry here. I'm getting angry. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I want you, to be, I want this audience to be caught up on.
Okay.
You'll watch this and you'll tell us. Cragen, incidentally, appears on this report.
Okay.
Here it is, reporting on...
joke? You want to be Kenny Cragen? Get between Kenny Cragen and open mic and you die. Go ahead.
Here's one report. Here's one report on
You're going to run for office now that we have a Democratic administration?
After watching this ink, I'm afraid to pick up the paper myself. Watch
I've had
this
calls from the
Hang on
political
just
parties.
1 second here. Watch.
The show must go on, they say, and it did, despite the firing of The Tonight Show's executive producer and host Jay Leno's longtime friend and manager, Helen Kushnick. Leno criticized the move through a network spokesman.
I feel NBC's actions are unwarranted in light of the success of the show to date, and I will continue to support Mrs. Kushnick. That's Jay's statement.
And no interviews with Jay or...
No.
Helen Kushnick, seen here last month in the Tonight Show offices, apparently angered many within Hollywood with the way she booked guests. For example, agent Ken Cragen claims Kushnick asked his client, popular country singer Travis Tritt, to cancel an appearance on the rival Arsenio Hall show. And when Tritt refused, Kushnick retaliated by banning him from The Tonight Show forever. And to make it worse, Cragen says, Kushnick also canceled an appearance by another of his clients, up-and-coming country singer Trisha Yearwood. Cragen and Tritt went public with this dispute.
I felt it was very unfair to be asked to cancel a commitment that I had already made, especially when there were other things that we could offer them, other times when we would be glad to come in and do the show.
Helen Kushnick said to me, he'll never work on this show again. You and I will be around this town for years to come. We'll see each other. We'll never speak. And that's the end of it. She hung up on me.
Is that so? You didn't didn't it happen, Helen?
No.
It didn't happen. This is a total fabrication?
No. No. I mean, do I remember exactly what I said to him?
I don't want to lock you up for saying it. I mean, I can see we're in a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Myself.
I know. Wait, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You know what really bothers me about this? In the early 80s, when I was out there trying to get the media to pay attention that there was AIDS in the blood supply, I couldn't get arrested. And this thing for getting fired from a silly talk show has made every single... It's nonsense.
Yeah.
There's something very wrong with this system.
Helen.
Yes, dear.
Helen, as you know, I'm older and wiser than you.
We know you're older. Not a good idea to anger the host, yes.
This is a great story. This is a great entertainment story. Nobody is pretending it's, that the stock market goes up and down, or that, the foreign
I'm glad we all think that I'm entertainment by portraying you as some kind of nut.
Not so much because of, it's about The Tonight Show. The Tonight Show is...
I don't see it in the same...
I'm trying to explain the ink. You can't argue with the ink, Helen. This is interesting. We're fascinated by this. You're a woman. Is it, are you a victim of sexism? I hear you.
How many times can we do this? Every time a woman gets into a position of some kind of authority and they don't want them, they're considered crazy, hysterical, a nut. It's always the same story. I have been in this business for 25 years. Yeah. When did I get crazy? In the last 10 years, 5 years?
Among media observers, the word for Steve Friedman, executive producer of NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, is ballistic. He's famous for kicking out TV sets, says one. And one trick of his is to throw a hardball past the ear of the person he's talking to in his office. It gets your attention. How come Steve Friedman isn't in it? Is this your point?
That's my point, is if they had written that about me, it's seen one way if it's a woman, and it's seen differently if it's a man. And that's the reality. That's the way it is right now. Should it be that way? No, I don't think so. I think everybody should be judged on their ability, male or female. This is Helen Kushnick. How is she now with Jay? Does the personal relationship continue? How about the professional one? And what shall happen? And how interesting are the wars for the stars going to get? I mean, you have a new electronic universe out there now. The king has retired. You can expect a lot of money to move in.
How many managers will be manipulating who gets on? And incidentally, who does produce these talk shows? Is it the publicity promotion business? Or is it the people who work for Donahue? I'm having a meeting right after this show myself, and we'll be back in just a moment.
This is John Beard, and the news this afternoon, a surprise move by the courts as L.A. teachers try to fight a big pay cut the school board says is absolutely necessary. Special preview today of a new documentary on gang violence in L.A. County. We'll have that for you at 4, and we'll hear from some of those involved. Workers at a local hospital find themselves out of work, out of insurance, and out of money. We'll tell you how that happened. And the first non-polluting float in the Rose Parade. And David Garcia has it all coming up here at 4 o'clock.
We are Flintstones kids.
Flintstones have the vitamins and minerals kids need, plus the great Flintstones taste and fun shapes they love.
Now that's what I call complete. 10 billion strong and growing.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime now has a maximum strength cough suppressant and a maximum strength antihistamine, so you get the relief you need to rest without alcohol. Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime, tough medicine without alcohol.
Alpha Hydrox Skin Treatment, without the irritating side effects of certain expensive skin products. Alpha Hydrox gently removes dead and dulling skin. Alpha hydroxy acids, recognized by dermatologists for their anti-aging effect, appear to diminish wrinkles and skin discolorations, revitalizing your skin, revealing a younger, more radiant-looking you. Alpha Hydrox is available at drug, discount, and grocery stores. Alpha Hydrox, the triumph of nature over time.
That Charles of the Ritz Timeless Essence? Definitely working. Just this morning, Frank said to me, honey, do you have to go to work? And then Cody said, Mommy, you so pretty. I said, Cody, you so smart. They say with Timeless Essence, you can have younger, smoother looking skin that's virtually free of visible, fine, dry lines. I'm usually a skeptic, but I gotta tell you, Timeless Essence, I think I love you.
Personal Assets is your gift with any $12.50 Charles of the Ritz purchase at May Company.
This Sunday, Collectors Art returns to the LA area to sell out over 3,000 beautiful oil paintings at $39 or less. $39! Incredible! In addition, hundreds of our gallery oils like you see here at unbelievably low prices. This Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In Anaheim at the Anaheim Convention Center. In Torrance at the Torrance Holiday Inn. In Long Beach at the Long Beach Airport Marriott. In Industry at the Industry Hills Sheraton. In Pasadena at the Pasadena Hilton. In San Bernardino at the San Bernardino Hilton. In Ontario at the Ontario Airport Holiday Inn. And in Westlake Village at the Hyatt Westlake Plaza.
Raise your glasses, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the mother of all award shows, the Freddie Awards on the next Rogan's Heroes. Saturday at 7:30, only on Channel 4.
Helen Kushnick is he? Yes, ma'am, you wanted to ask.
I want to ask, number one, are you still his manager, and do you plan to write a book about all this?
Yeah.
The truth.
I think I'll give the attorneys the book rights. There are enough of them out there who want to do this. I haven't been Jay's manager since I made the deal with NBCP. Part of my contract with NBCP is they required me to sign a cease and desist thing on Leno and management. I haven't been Jay's manager since April of this year when I took over the Tonight Show officially.
So you're professionally then, you're not associated, you're unemployed and you're not associated with Jay. Does your relationship continue?
No, I am president of Big Dog Productions, which is Jay's production company, which produces The Tonight Show in association with NBC Productions. But since NBCP owned this, I never made any decision without checking with the NBCP people. That's why this was all so...
Right. Are you still tight with Jay, personally?
You know, Phil, if I had dinner with Jay 6 times in 18 years, that was a lot. This whole nonsense about my controlling him or him is just that. It's people seem to want us apart. This is not the first time this has happened. It's happened many times with agents and managers and talent.
Right. That's true with our office, too. I mean, we don't go out to dinner every night either, but we are tight, personally. Yeah, well Jay and I think, will always be personally connected. There's no way not to do that. We've been together too long. We've been too much. But have you seen him? Have you been able to talk about old war stories with him? Have you...
I realized after the first week of talking to Jay, he had so many people calling him from NBC and just bombarded him, and he wasn't used to that, that I felt like Solomon. It was like, well, this is my friend. Do I sit there and start? I just backed off. No, I haven't spoken to him because I just didn't think it was good for him.
Mm-hmm. The reports, as you know, Helen, also said that you said to NBC that if I go, Jay goes with me.
Jay and I discussed over the weekend, they had sent me a letter on Friday telling me what I could and couldn't do, and over the weekend, Jay and I discussed it and said, okay, Monday we'll go in and give them exactly what they want. Then they fired me, never gave me a chance to do even that. So, and then I was sort of fired, and then I wasn't fired on that Monday. It was a very strange day, and I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
Well, are you disappointed that Jay didn't walk when you got
no, we discussed that. I mean, Jay walking out, if in effect they did want him off that show, would have given them exactly what they wanted. And why would I want to do that?
You really think they want Jay to take his leave so that Letterman can replace him?
I don't know why. I mean, the show is profitable. The numbers are good. Is he not their idea of what a host of a show should be? Perhaps not, but it's certainly the audience's again. So if he has an audience, who gives them the right to say what is or isn't? That's not their job.
Right. But taking over for Johnny in the first place has to be no picnic for anybody.
I told him to go to CBS.
You told Jay to go to CBS?
We had more offers. We had a syndication offer, and I told Jay I thought syndication would be a better deal for him. CBS would have, if he needed a network, CBS would have been fine. I like Howard Stringer. I like Jeff Sagansky. I thought Relaine Britton, who runs their business affairs over there, is a very close friend. Rod Perth, who does late night. These are nice guys, and I said, we can work with these people if you need a network, and he wanted the Tonight Show.
Here is the Saturday Night Live sketch, which may reflect the reality of no lost love between Jay Leno and Johnny Carson. You will recall that there really wasn't a very personal exchange.
We can talk about why,
as the crown was handed over. Neither Jay nor Johnny have had altogether that much to say about each other, and I thought it was at least revealing that Johnny said he's not watching. And
Did you think it
incidentally,
was kind of strange?
well, I'll tell you what, Helen, as you know, I'm a very insecure person myself.
That's why you're in show business.
Well, I don't want a looming shadow over me. And that's what Jay Leno is strapped with here. This seems to be unfair and cruel and unusual punishment to a guy who, incidentally, as you say, is doing very well. Watch this Saturday Night Live sketch. Oh, man, I used to think it was bad in daytime.
The best of it was when they shrunk him. The rest of that sketch is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
We're in New York City
money.
with Helen Kushnick, and we'll be back in just a moment.
That's a picture of me growing up in the South Bay. I'm Paul Moyer, and boy, have I changed. And so has my old neighborhood.
I'm Linda Alvarez. When I was a kid, we lived all over L.A., from downtown to Venice.
I'm Vicki Vargas. A lot has happened to our neighborhood since we were children here.
So we're all making a very personal journey back home to see just what's happened to the city we love.
Remember Southern California as it used to be. Monday at 5 on the Channel 4 News.
Are you stuck in your present job with no real chance to get ahead? Discover the excitement of a career training in the medical field.
Call now for this National Education Center brochure. In just a few months, you could be helping a doctor with patients or running the front office.
Call now for this brochure. There are day and evening classes, flexible schedules, even keep your present job while you learn.
For a brochure on career training in the medical field, call 1-800-442-9797. 1-800-442-9797. Call now.
California, here I come. Right back where I started from. Where bowers of flowers bloom in the sun. Each morning and dawn and birdies singing everything.
Californians have a well-deserved reputation for doing their own thing. But that doesn't stop them from doing the same thing. Getting Arrowhead Mountain spring water delivered to their home or office. You can too by calling 1-800-759-7332. Call right now and you'll receive 2 free bottles of Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water and 1 month's free cooler rental. You'll also receive dependable delivery you could always count on. Nothing could be more convenient than having Arrowhead delivered every month straight to your door. So call now to receive your 1 month's free cooler rental and 2 free bottles of Arrowhead. Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water, pure California. 1-800-759-7332.
Joan Kennedy's happy at last. She has a new look, a new book, and a new life. Meet the new Joan on the next hard copy.
Tonight at 7:30 on Channel 4.
Helen Kushnick makes her second appearance on the Donahue Show today. The first appearance was no picnic. You are about to see just a smidgen of her appearance with her husband, who has since died of cancer. 88. You lost
89.
89. You lost your beloved, devoted husband, Jerry.
He was diagnosed in 88.
In 1980, she gives birth to prematurely to twins. They keep the babies in the hospital. Everything's fine. And unbeknownst to the Kushnicks, they transfuse the babies, one of the babies, while he's at Cedars-Sinai. And the child gets AIDS. This woman has seen the world for the past 12 years, and if you're still not impressed with the mountain she has climbed, she has had breast cancer. Have you had a bilateral mastectomy?
I've had a mastectomy. What's a bilateral?
One. No,
yeah,
two.
No. I asked them to do both, but they wouldn't. They only did one.
Well, a lot of women out there should be grateful, honey, that, you know, they're not
You know something? The
about
easiest thing I've been through was the mastectomy. It's very easy surgery.
Well,
I was in the hospital for 2 days and I was home.
This was not so easy. Here are the Kushnicks on the air, on the Donahue Show. How long ago? 84. Talking about, you know, AIDS. We didn't know what it was. It couldn't pronounce autoimmune. And the funeral home didn't want to bury the baby. I mean, this is as painful as it gets. Here is Helen Kushnick and her husband, her late husband, on the Donahue Show in 84. Watch this. Mr. Kushnick demands that AIDS appear on the death certificate of his son. The funeral home sees AIDS on the death certificate, and what did they say?
They said that they wouldn't touch the body because he had died from AIDS.
Mm-hmm. We were in Israel in June, and we brought him back a prayer shawl for his bar mitzvah. So we buried him in his prayer shawl.
Well, that is...
oh, boy.
That's rough. That's the Kushnicks. Those are the Kushnicks as they appeared in 1984 on the Donahue Show. So let's try and bring this back here to...
Talk about Johnny Carson.
You know, if I had any talent at all, I'd tell a joke now. It's hard to...
Oh, here, you want to tell a joke? We're on the Brandon Tartikoff.
You're right. Where are you, Jay, when I need you? Here's the point. Don't miss the connection here. You know, Helen has taken a lot of abuse for being aggressive and unstable and yelling at people and so on. And those who would have made these charges unsaid, nobody's cruel enough to say it, but the calculation might be, at least in the confidence of some of the men out there, look what she's been through. Who wouldn't be crazy? She lost a child. She lost a husband. You had two miscarriages too along the way, did you not? Mm-hmm. So when they, you know, I mean,
I've had pretty much the gamut of what life is supposed to.
I mean, you know, when the guy comes to the door and says garbage, you're going to say bring it right in. I mean, you've got a you know, this has been a very.
I still know enough to put the garbage out.
All right. Well, then I'm not going to worry about you. Okay. So it became, I think, credible for some of the moguls to say, we got a woman who's unstable, look at everything she's been through.
But you see, I don't have the luxury. I have a 12-year-old daughter that needs me. So I don't have the luxury of saying, oh, I'm going to take to my bed, or oh, I'm going to be crazy now, or oh, let the world deal with me. I don't have to deal. I don't have that luxury. I had a child to raise. She's 12 now. I simply don't have that luxury.
And nobody would, and it's true, nobody would say that to a man. Oh, well, he just got divorced.
Well, you're supposed to be strong guys, and we're not. We're supposed to be the weak sex.
Yeah. Helen, one more time here. Yeah. Huh.
Could you have survived all of that?
I don't know, kid.
Okay.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. And then all of a sudden, after you lose your husband and go through this, all of a sudden, The Tonight Show, you're the executive producer. Holy cow!
No. You see, but the tragedy was losing Sam at the age of 3 and being told that he died of a non-existent disease. That's a tragedy. Losing my job as the executive producer at The Tonight Show is not a tragedy. I'm sorry. Once I got past Sammy's death, the death of a child, that's it. There is nothing worse. So Jerry's death, my cancer, all of it, nothing replaces the death, Sam's death. And I had Jerry with me for that.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Fingerman on location for the one and only Ziploc. Freezer burn. That's a chilling thought. To protect your food, there is nothing like Ziploc brand freezer bags. Ziploc has a gripper zipper, the only bag with tough, tiny teeth. You can feel it gripping, so you know freshness is locked in, freezer burns locked out. That's a good feeling you only get from Ziploc. I gotta get some gloves. For fresh food, there's only one Ziploc.
I can't believe this incredible sense of lightness. I feel so light that I could float away. Could it be Stefan? Or new I can't believe it's not butter light. After all, it does have 1/3 fewer calories than butter, no cholesterol, and of course, great taste. It must be new I can't believe it's not butter light. I don't know anyone named Stefan.
Taste the light fantastic. New I can't believe it's not butter light.
For more than 100 years, we've stuck only to the finest bananas.
There, better fit, Bill.
Chiquita bananas every day at Vaughn's.
And I asked the 1-800-DENTIST operator point blank, who are these dentists? What qualifies them to be on your service? And she was great. She told me all about the screening process that the dentists go through, how they check their licenses, their standing with the dental board. They get references from other dentists and patients. I was impressed. And all this is free to me, I'm thinking, so why wouldn't you call 1-800-DENTIST?
Make the educated choice. Call 1-800-DENTIST today.
Hi, I'm Senator Bill Powers. Re-elect me because I'll take a stand on the issues, like the domestic situation, family values. Well, howdy. And of course, care for the elderly. You want to murder my mother? So cast your vote for the powers that be.
Powers premieres at 8, 7 Central, NBC Saturday.
Compelling.
It's affecting everyone.
Poignant.
Don't do it.
Powerful.
Parents need to know.
Sunday, an inside look at the Southland's gang crisis and what it's doing to our children.
A lot of kids don't live to get out of it.
If you think gangs aren't in your neighborhood, if you think your kid won't get involved, think again.
It's everywhere now.
It's never going to go away.
The most powerful presentation you and your child may witness this year, Dreams Under Fire, Sunday at 5, only on Channel 4.
We need to give them a dream.
Your gift with any Elizabeth Arden purchase of $15 or more at the Broadway.
Are you happy with your dog's behavior? If not, call the California Canine Academy. Whether it's simple problems like chewing, digging, or housebreaking, or advanced training like Ricky here, our expert staff will lovingly give you the results you want. For a happier you and a happier dog, call us now for a free evaluation. Call 1-800-273-2400 for your dog's free evaluation.
Call the K9 Academy.
I'll get into that.
Do you feel any support in Hollywood other than by Jay?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact, which I found actually what seems to have happened is that this situation seems to become some kind of catalyst for other women actually speaking out for the first time. I mean, Linda Bloodworth has spoken, Barbara Corday, Faye Kanan, who is the president of the Academy. I mean, these women have actually started speaking out and saying, well, of course, this happens all the time, and that's what's been going on.
Yeah, Helen, you are also accused of threatening Elizabeth Taylor for appearing on Arsenio Hall. Let me just try and establish... What'd you say?
I said, I have said Elizabeth.
Well, here's the report, and you'll straighten us out. Elizabeth is booked on the Arsenio. You call Elizabeth, and you say, Elizabeth.
No, I call Shen Sam, her press person.
Shen Sam, and you say, hey.
She told me to call Elizabeth.
I'm a founding member of AMFAR, the organization to which Ms. Taylor has attached herself in the fight against AIDS.
Not any longer.
Matilda Krim is involved, and you're involved. You lost your son. You have a personal interest in this. You want to make sure that we conquer this disease. And you appear to have suggested to Elizabeth that there was some kind of personal disloyalty for her to appear on Arsenio when, after all, she and you had been sisters in the AIDS fight.
No.
And you embarrassed her and were rough with her. Okay.
Not true.
What happened?
Jay came in to me and said, how come Elizabeth Taylor is doing Arsenio Hall show? I said, I have no idea, but what difference does it make? I mean, she really doesn't get you that much of a rating. I said, he was very upset about it. I said, fine, I'll call her. I called Shen Sam because I would never call talent directly. I called her press person, and she said she was tired of being in all the middle of this with Elizabeth. I should call Elizabeth directly. So I said, fine, so I called Elizabeth. And I said, Elizabeth, I don't understand this. I mean, I'm told that you're doing the Arsenio Hall show because of AMFAR, which doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I was one of the founding directors. I mean, I certainly have done, and Jay has done more for AIDS than Arsenio has done. So if that's the reason behind your decision, Jay just wants to know why. And she said no, that she found out when she did the Oprah Winfrey show, they let her hold up a card with her post office box number for her own personal AIDS foundation, and she made $400,000. And I said, great, where's it going? Didn't know. I said, are you a public foundation or a private foundation? Couldn't answer me. I said, okay. The next thing I got was a letter from her lawyer saying, stop asking her questions.
Well, this is pretty heavy-duty conversation. The implication of your question is that there's something untoward about her fundraising effort for her private foundation.
What she was going to do on Arsenio was put the same post office box number up. He had promised to put her post office box number for her personal AIDS foundation, and she'd made all this money on Oprah and was going to do it on Arsenio. I would never have let her put a post office box number up on The Tonight Show, so it was a moot question.
But, Helen, this is a pretty heavy hit.
I have the letter from her attorney.
Well, I know that. I'm sure
my attorney spoke to her attorney.
The implication of the question is hurtful. The implication of the question is that Elizabeth is somehow personally benefiting from her.
She's not working for AMFAR anymore, but she's giving the impression that she is. She's not attached to AMFAR. And Matilda Krim hasn't. I mean, I got calls from AIDS Project Los Angeles people, AMFAR people, asking me, was in touch with her because they were trying to get checks that she had promised them, and they couldn't get any checks from her attorney. Now, this is I mean, AIDS is very personal to me, and obviously, and raising funds for AIDS is very personal to me. And I simply wanted to know, where was the money going? I mean, I have a foundation that we set up in Sammy's name, but I have 2 doctors that run it. So I don't decide who gets the money. They decide, because they're professionals.
Right. But all these questions are offered publicly without proof. We have to make this point. And you can't be surprised that at least this kind of commentary, with its virulent suggestions, would somehow creep up and cause a good deal of animosity toward you, is the point.
Then that's not my problem. That's her animosity, not mine. I'm sorry, I don't understand this. I said this is very personal to me, and there is very little money out there for AIDS programs, and I think it's very important that the money go to where it should be going. And I asked a simple question. I mean, if you ask me, it's a public foundation. The money is done by Dr. Arthur Amon and Dr. Geneva Woodruff in Boston for the AIDS Foundation. I have no, Samuel Jared Kushnick Foundation. I have no problem answering those questions, nor should anyone that's raising money from the public. I don't understand that. So yes, I'm guilty of upsetting Elizabeth Taylor.
I have a question about how Jay and Arsenio feel about all this personal bickering back and forth. Do they feel it's taking away from their show and their popularity? I think it's ridiculous.
I think it's totally ridiculous. I was sitting and minding my own business. The first article on me was written in March of 1992. We hadn't even gotten on the air yet, and all of a sudden I was this witch who was firing everybody. I was a czarina. I was this, I was that, I was the other thing. I wasn't doing any of this. I was just sitting there doing my job. Arsenio started this with that Entertainment Weekly cover that said he was going to kick Jay's rear end, Phil? Okay?
It's, yeah, it's kick Jay's rear
Derriere.
end. Yeah.
Thank you. And that's how this started. There was a booking policy on the Arsenio Hall show when he got on the air 3 years ago in terms of when they wanted guests. They wanted, I mean, every show wants every major star first. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, and then you decide. Then it's a judgment call, which I think it would be a good idea for you all to start
After
using.
your dismissal by NBC, they took a photo of you and put it at the guardhouse so that the guards with the gate wouldn't let you in. They also had security people change the locks on your office door.
My furniture in the office.
It is also suggested that on the occasion of your dismissal, you stormed into your office, slammed the door, and broken glass was heard behind the door, after which event and your exit, someone found a cartoon, a caricature of Jay as drawn by Hirschfeld, the celebrated portraitist.
That I paid for. Go ahead.
In the wastebasket.
No. There was a Hirschfeld drawing on the wall. I assume when the door slammed, Jay did, the picture fell off the wall. As far as me trashing my office, it was my furniture. I paid for it. Why would I destroy my own property?
I have a sense...
And the Hirschfeld drawing, I don't even know what happened. I mean, I ordered those Hirschfeld lithographs. They were lithographs off of the original drawing, which I ordered.
Are you disappointed that Jay didn't walk?
No. I think he made, I think he made exactly the right decision. I think it was the right decision for him to stay with that show, because that's what he had worked for all of these years, was that show.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Are you ready to be your own boss? Then come to the Franchise Expo this weekend and discover how thousands have achieved financial independence even with no prior experience. What is it that makes franchising so special?
The success rate for franchises is over 90%, and that's phenomenal to me.
Are all new businesses likely to succeed?
Most startup businesses do not, and that's the best reason for buying a franchise.
The California Franchise Expo this Saturday and Sunday only at the Disneyland Hotel Expo Center in Anaheim. Don't miss it.
Who are you going to give it to?
I'd give it to my wife, my father,
my nephews, Grandma.
TV Guide is the perfect holiday gift. Give it today, and you'll get a free gift.
It's The Simpsons.
I love Bart Simpson. Ah, touche.
The Simpsons Christmas special video is free.
Free!
Awesome! It's free with a paid gift subscription to TV Guide, the magazine that's got something for everyone.
TV Guide is wonderful for gifts.
It's not just a bunch of listings. I like Cheers and Jeers.
Grapevine, that's my favorite.
I look at the sports view.
Soap update.
TV Guide is great to plan your week.
Call and give 52 gift issues, including special issues and the 40th anniversary collector's issue, all for only 89 cents a week.
I like the idea of getting something that I can send, and it's all done.
Give a gift, and you get a gift.
Oh, no! This holiday, give TV Guide as a gift and get the Simpsons Christmas special video free.
Merry Christmas, Dad.
People call me every day from all over Southern California. Good people with credit problems that other dealers and other banks have turned down. You want some credentials? There's 10,000 people riding around on the streets of Southern California who've had credit problems, who've purchased cars at Foothill Nissan. We think we're the only ball game in town, even if you've had a repossession, a judgment, a bankruptcy. Call us now at 687-7000, then come on down to Foothill Nissan.
Your dream home awaits you at the California Home Show. See everything for the home. Hundreds of exhibits, special show prices, too. Put sizzle in your kitchen, sparkle in the bathroom. Find all the products and services to make your home a decorator's dream at the California Home Show at the Los Angeles Convention Center this weekend. Fixtures, cabinetry, windows, appliances, outdoors, too, landscaping, patios, pools, and spas. Save time and money. It all awaits you at our biggest home and garden show ever, the California Home Show at the Los Angeles Convention Center this weekend.
Yes.
Hi, I just wanted to comment on what you said earlier on in the show about double standard. I believe there is a double standard out there about anger. When men get angry, it's okay and macho, but when women get angry, it's that time of the month or PMS. Women can never just get angry.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're not allowed to have emotions. How old are you? Wait, how?
17 today.
17 today.
Go for it.
Wow.
You see, but Phil, you see, that's what it's about. It's that next generation coming up. This is not about me or my generation. It's about her being comfortable making that statement. I couldn't have done that at 17, and I think that's great.
Hi. You're obviously a very strong woman. What are your plans now?
I've been approached about running for office. They tell me that I said, well, I seem to have had all the downside of politics. Is there an upside? So I mean, at the moment, my daughter is thrilled. She's got all of her dermatologist appointment, orthodontist, all these people I tried to force to work on Saturdays. They wouldn't keep office hours. She's happy.
Yes.
Yes, I don't mean to bring up this emotional issue again, but I was wondering how involved you were in the AIDS right now.
I'm very proud, actually, of the work that I've done, mostly in the pediatric AIDS area, which I decided to concentrate on in around 1988 because there were no programs. Phil, you'll have to get out of the way. I can't see that woman that I'm talking to. Thank you. Not that I'm pushing. And we have, through the Foundation for Children with AIDS in Boston and their executive director, Dr. Geneva Woodruff, we've done an awful lot in pediatric AIDS area and programs. So that we've had symposiums, we've had workshops where they've trained people around the country so that everybody doesn't have to reinvent the wheel when they try to deal with mothers and children, because it's really mothers and children.
Helen, I just want to make sure you don't leave here without...
I told Jay he could do a fundraiser for me next year, yes. Are we almost
Tartikoff was, Brandon Tartikoff, ex-boss of NBC.
Person I worked with for 5 years over there on this with Jay.
Was quoted as saying that he would have picked Letterman over Leno.
He doesn't say that in the book.
Dear Helen, he writes in his inscription to his book that he gave you, I never said I'd pick Letterman over Leno. It was my evil twin, Love, Brandon. Kind of a little joke here.
I promised him we'd hold the book up. Thank you. Where's the HIV? Where's the headlines book? I'm the only person selling 2 books, neither of which I wrote.
Helen, we'll get it on, I promise you.
Okay.
Here's the point. Helen, I would trust you with my money. I would trust you with my kids. I would trust you with my grandchildren. You are obviously a woman of enormous strength and character. I do not patronize you to say this. You are a fabulous human being. Now then, is it possible that in your commitment to Jay, that you went too far, that you upset and were passing doctrine in granite, rules that upset a significant portion of the entertainment community, which is the well from which NBC drinks? And they were very concerned, and some would say legitimately so, about the offenses being taken by people that they want to negotiate with so that they can survive in the primetime ratings race. The whole wide net of the creative community of artists out there was influenced by this terrible drama that was taking place between the executive producer of The Tonight Show and the creative community of artists and managers and lawyers and so on.
The community of artists and managers that I dealt with, that I've known for 25 years, I did not have a problem with. Was there a problem with Elizabeth Taylor? I've just found out that there is. I've upset Elizabeth. Okay.
Well, you certainly can't be surprised. You've suggested that she's not legit with her foundation. Holy cow, that's a pretty big hit.
All I asked her is where the money was going.
And you're saying, why would the lawyers be so defensive as to write and tell you to shut up?
Why? I mean, is it, you know,
wouldn't that be better to discuss with Elizabeth privately?
Let's go back to what you just said. As far as the community is concerned, I've been in this business 25 years. I know most of the people in the community. Everybody that did the show for the last 4 months said they had a wonderful time on doing it. It was a very professionally run organization. I mean, everybody has had a great time coming. I am delighted that I opened the show up for minorities and people of color. There are now many of those on staff, and I think that, and the crew, and that's great. I put in a green room for kids because artists would come with their children and there was no place to leave them. And now we've got Nintendo games for them, and my daughter actually put all of her old stuffed animals in that room. She wants it back. She wants her stuffed animals back.
Well, we'll have to check with NBC security. I assume your picture's still hanging on the gate.
If that was the case, and they had decided, okay, they didn't want me there.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do what they would have done with anybody? Is call me in, say, hey, we can't have you anymore. They had a right to let me go. I accept that. They did not have a right to portray me as some kind of a nut.
They had to explain their decision.
They didn't. They never even told me anything was wrong. You see, the thing I'm upset about is I made not one decision over there that was not cleared through NBC Productions, through the head of production. I did not.
But at least the network should be understood for being torn between its commitment to Jay Leno and the known loyalty that he held for you, and what was coming in over the transom about Helen and...
Then why didn't they call me? They never said a word to me. They never told me anything other than I was doing a great job. They had hired me to do a job, and I did it very well. It was the easiest startup they'd ever had on a show. the network vice president that was in charge of the show showed up for the first rehearsal show 15 minutes late. And I said to him, why are you late? And he said, I assumed you'd start late. I said, was I supposed to? We started on time and finished on time. The show was on time. It was on budget. I mean, I was doing a good job. If I was upsetting people, then it was they should have come and said that to me. They never did.
They did pay you off. You didn't get cheated on your...
I haven't gotten... I know, I mean, there was some ruffling about, you know, if I went with a lawsuit that they would not pay me.
Yes. Will there be a lawsuit?
I don't know. I mean, I never suggested it. They did.
But that's published, that you're going to get them for sex
discrimination. Wait, whoa. I called my lawyer up in California. I mean, I have Arthur Lyman here, who I met with this morning, and I've talked to, I mean, now...
Arthur Lyman you got.
Arthur Lyman, and who was wonderful. I had a great meeting, very tall, didn't know it.
So you are then, legal action is a possibility then, huh?
Well, he's told me that legal action is a possibility, but here's what happened. I called my attorney in California, and I said, could you tell me exactly when it was that I threatened them with the sex discrimination suit? He said, you didn't. I said, then where did this come from? He said, NBC has been putting the spin on it. I said, well, that was kind of silly. Well, as long as they put the ball in play, I might as well play it. I'd be silly not to.
You don't have to be told what this music means.
It means we're going to commercial.
Yes, it does. But before we break, are you saying then that your meeting with Arthur Lyman certainly is evidence that you are preparing a lawsuit against NBC?
I'll talk to anybody.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Talking to you.
This is John Beard, and the news this afternoon, a surprise move by the courts as L.A. teachers try to fight a big pay cut the school board says is absolutely necessary. Special preview today of a new documentary on gang violence in L.A. County. We'll have that for you at 4, and we'll hear from some of those involved. Workers at a local hospital find themselves out of work, out of insurance, and out of money. We'll tell you how that happened. And the first non-polluting float in the Rose Parade. And David Garcia has it all coming up here at 4 o'clock.
Cleaning, shining, and disinfecting, nothing outperforms us in the bathroom. Dow Bathroom Cleaner, starring Scrubbing Bubbles. We work hard so you don't have to.
Ladies, now you can look years younger in minutes by having lines, wrinkles, and puffiness seem to disappear with sudden change. In just minutes, see the years smoothed away. Not a miracle, not trick photography, it's sudden change. You'll look years younger in minutes.
The new WKRP.
I don't want to interfere with Bachelor Fun.
The big guy's marriage hits the skids. The new WKRP.
Saturday at 4.
For more than 100 years, we've stuck only to the finest bananas.
Perfecto.
Chiquita bananas every day at the Mayfair Food Market.
For all those who believe a haircut is more than just a haircut, Fantastic Sam's gives you exactly that. More than a haircut. The Cut Plus at Sam's. A shampoo, a cut, and some style. Everything you want, and then some. It's not just a haircut. It's you.
What do you think?
You don't need an appointment. We're waiting for you now.
The government wonders just how dangerous they might be, but kids are crazy for so-called smart drinks. The inside story on Entertainment Tonight.
Tonight at 7, only on Channel 4.
Boy, it's peak season for bank heists.
The only thing that I can remember seeing was a barrel and a gun.
On the money. Saturday at 4:30, here on Channel 4.
Headlines 4. Here's Jay Leno's collection of, this is funny. You may have seen this. I think there's more than one. These are quite literally headlines that deer breaks into shoe store, escapes down Moose Street. Postal worker who killed Forrest said to have, quote, disliked people. Right. Breast implants seized by marshals. This is pretty funny. All proceeds go
to the Samuel J. Kushnick Foundation, and we fund a pediatric immunology program in Israel and pediatric AIDS programs here.
You wanted to ask.
Yes, please buy a book.
Yeah.
How much are they? $6.95, I think.
Yes. Ms. Kushnick, about a week before you were fired, you were on a national radio show, Howard Stern show.
It wasn't a week
talking
before.
about sex discrimination at that time.
No, I was not.
And if that's the case, then why did Debbie Vickers, another woman, take over for you as the new producer of the Tonight Show?
First of all, Debbie Vickers was a talent coordinator on the Johnny Carson show for 10 years without any kind of promotion. I gave her a shot to produce this show. She would not have been hired by anybody else as a producer. That's number one. Number two, I was not on the Howard Stern show a week before all of this happened. I went on Howard Stern on the Friday after Ken Cragen's
went public with
this thing. I got a call from Howard Stern's producer who asked if I'd do the show in the morning. Kenny Cragen had called in. They wanted me to go on with him. I said, absolutely not. I'm not going to turn this into a circus. I've known Howard for a long, long time. And I said, fine, I'd do the show. And Howard, I explained it to Howard. Howard's reaction that morning was, well, I have no problem with any of this. I said, fine. Is this over now? And he said, yeah, it's over. I said, okay. And that was the end of it. But I never, I said, oh, this is just to me, you know, sure there's a double standard. I mean, did the guys not like taking orders from a woman? Probably not. But I didn't say sex discrimination. But I never said.
What? We got 3 shows going here. Running out of time.
Did NBC then react to that conversation with Stern?
I don't know what NBC did because they never mentioned that to me either.
Yes, ma'am.
They don't talk to me a lot in case anybody hasn't figured this out.
There must be ill feelings at NBC. Otherwise, why would Duck Severson and Ed McMahon show up on the Arsenio Hall show?
Your guess is as good as mine, but it's a free country. They can do whatever show they want to do.
That was a slap in the face to Jay Leno, who seems like a very nice guy.
I thought the slap in the face started in January, and Peter LaSalle booked Dennis Miller with Johnny and wouldn't book Jay on the show before. I thought that was an insult.
Yeah, I am somewhat confused myself as to why Johnny would not have been more generous to Jay.
Somebody told me that men don't like somebody to succeed them. The person coming up behind them, they don't want to do well.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, if the guy that succeeds me has black hair and is younger with a larger vocabulary, we'll be back in just a moment.
Compelling.
It's affecting everyone.
Poignant.
Don't do it.
Powerful.
Parents need to know.
Sunday, an inside look at the Southland's gang crisis and what it's doing to our children.
A lot of kids don't live to get out of it.
If you think gangs aren't in your neighborhood, if you think your kid won't get involved, think again.
It's everywhere now.
It's never going to go away.
The most powerful presentation you and your child may witness this year, Dreams Under Fire, Sunday at 5, only on Channel 4.
We need to give them a dream.
Now showing at Ross. Knits and shirts, the top name brands. Not at department store prices, not even at department store sale prices, but at Ross prices. Yes, Ross has famous maker knits and shirts at a lot less than department store sale prices.
A lot less.
If you're not shopping at Ross, you're paying too much.
Well, Helen, will you ever eat lunch in that town again?
I don't know. Maybe Julia Phillips and I can go out to lunch together.
Do you care?
No, you know, I think if show business was my life, it would make a difference. It doesn't. I mean, my daughter is my life, not
Service.
From the NBC studios in Burbank.